Chairperson and Minister, and I had to double check these figures, but last month 1,108 patients at Letterkenny University Hospital languished on hospital trolleys without beds. Now that's a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. The third most overcrowded hospital in the state, and the situation is getting worse by the week. When Fine Gael took office back in 2011, there were 81 patients without access to Letterkenny University Hospital in November. Now, this month, it is 1,108. Last month, it was over 1,100 people. That's a disgraceful figure and shows just how out of control the health service has become under the watch of both Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil. This level of overcrowding, it's not only dangerous for staff, but also for patients. Yesterday, LUH announced it was cancelling elective surgeries due to pressure on bed availability. Patients, nurses and hospital staff deserve better. We listened to our local radio station in relation to a mother, Tanya, who spoke about her son, Minister. Her son, Oisin, who has cerebral palsy, waited for 32 hours in the hospital without having a bed. Eventually, so tired, so distressed at seeing the fact that her son was distressed, she took her son home, only be told later that her son had pneumonia. But she wouldn't risk going back to that hospital because the hospital is over capacity, the hospital is under serious stress, and she only had praise for the doctors and nurses who are run off their feet in that hospital. And that story of Tanya and Oisin is all too familiar to us in Donegal and elsewhere. The overcrowding has created conditions that have turned a recruitment and a retention crisis deeper and deeper, and this vicious cycle needs to be addressed. Now, this housing failure of the government has now seeped into every corner of our public services, including our hospitals. We see in terms of a recent survey by the INMO that found that 2 out of 3 nursing graduates are considering emigrating. Our nurses deserve better than this. Our nurses deserve to be able to look forward to safe working conditions and an affordable place to live. And the reality is that not only in Dublin but in rural parts of Donegal that is an issue in terms of recruitment and retention. Minister, we talked earlier on about how the Minister for Housing is failing, but let me say this again, 1,100 people in hospital waiting for a bed in Letterkenny University Hospital last month is a failure on anybody's stretch, and you need to get your act together. You need to get your act together on behalf of all of the Tanyas and all of the Oisins who had to turn away after waiting 32 hours in a hospital because they couldn't even get a bed.